Let me check. Yep, it's recording.
Technical difficulties.
Yep.
Okay, let's rehearse that from the top again. Number 1 Game Informer's RPG of all time.
Oh, stop
Greater
it.
than any-
Hello, people, and welcome to another podcast. How's that for an opening?
Eh,
Another
that's something.
podcast.
Get to the grand reveal.
Yeah, no way. They are not even. Yeah, the title says we're gonna look at. It's gonna be another.
The people are smart. At least I hope they are.
Oh, our subscribers, I'm sure they are. Welcome to another podcast with AtticusMJ and Karna. And today we are going to discuss a very controversial topic. Atticus sent me a link today, and it's called the Game Informer's Top 100 RPGs of All Time. And yeah, we were both surprised by some positions of some games, and our plan was just to record a little podcast and quickly go through the list. We're probably not gonna mention everything, but yeah, especially about the top 10, of course, and where are the games that we especially like. And that's the plan for the podcast.
Yep.
Yep. So, Atticus, go ahead.
The grand number 1 reveal, the greatest RPG of all time. Even its own fan base will not disagree in any way, with extra sarcasm on the side of that. The Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Number 1 RPG of all time. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Most hardcore Elder Scrolls people usually say Morrowind's the best. And then probably more new people that enjoyed it later would usually say Oblivion. Skyrim, I've always heard. I mean, I don't hear it's like horrible, but I don't very often hear it being better than the later two very often, aside from completely new people.
Yeah, it's the most dumbed down, easy to grasp Elder Scroll games you can have. And like you said, Morrowind. The first one that was Arena, and the second one was Daggerfall. Well, Daggerfall was so ridden with bugs. Almost each cave or dungeon you went into was bugged, so you could or not find the end boss or the treasure you were looking for. So for me, the major entry was Morrowind, and yeah, Morrowind was awesome. And what was the other one? Oblivion and
Yeah, Oblivion.
Oblivion, Morrowind, Oblivion, and then Skyrim. Yeah.
Yep.
3, 4,
the
5. Yeah. And those were, I think Oblivion was kind of good as well. It was the first time I got confronted with that scaling enemies. So when you were in the starters area at level 1, you get wolves, and when you were level 5, all of a sudden demons start appearing, which were very hard to kill. And but Skyrim, indeed, in the list of Elder Scroll games, it's not even the best in the series.
Yeah, I just thought it was an odd choice for number 1. Now, to be fair, it would be really incredibly hard for me to just call one RPG the best RPG ever. That's just something that's really hard for me to do out of such a, just taking a whole type of gameplay and trying to make a list like that. Yeah, it just seemed odd. Such a casual. The most casual entry in a Western RPG got that. Not necessarily just it being a Western RPG. Just you think there would be so many more retro titles that would be fitting of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it caught me by surprise as well. I must admit the world looks great.
But that's not what makes an RPG.
No, indeed.
The gameplay
The
is
gameplay,
very important.
yeah, the gameplay was even, to my opinion, is worse than The Witcher 3. And The Witcher 3 was offering already some, I don't know, too basic. It's just too basic.
That's what they keep doing to everything these days.
Yeah, because a controller only has 4 buttons. Well, maybe it has 8. But and they want all the RPG games to be released on the consoles and on the PC. So all the depth of the good PC RPG, that depth is going away because a controller you can only have 8 buttons and that's it. So it's
I don't even
impossible to
think
have.
that's the problem. I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
part
just,
of the problem.
I think it depends on, like, if you're talking about games like Baldur's Gate style, I can see that argument more, but something more traditional in a Final Fantasy sense, I don't think that's necessarily an issue in that kind of RPG.
Yeah, but Final Fantasy offers the menu. When you have turn-based in Final Fantasy, you can scroll through menus for different skills and stuff.
Yeah.
Then you got more options.
I think the bigger issue is just companies trying to convince random mass immigration of people who don't, just, we want anyone we can convince to buy our game. We want to convert as many casual, non-gamers, whatever. We want as many people as possible. When mass immigrate people from shooters into this, and the grandmas and the parents and the little Timmies who play soccer, it's like, don't play soccer, come and play our game.
Yeah, but it's just too basic. With you can attack and you can block, and when it's real time, you want, if you are a mage in Skyrim, you're gonna have a hell of a time, hell of difficulty, because when you want to use spells, you gotta go into a menu to select the spell you want to cast, because you can maybe select two spells on buttons, but it's such horrible for real time. And with it on the PC with keyboard and mouse, and on the PC we also have that console UI. They didn't include. I have here a keyboard with 120 keys. Man, I can, in every key I can put a spell, but no, I have to use that menu system if I want to.
Which is, of course, ironic considering the Elder Scrolls started on PC.
Yeah, and when it started, we had a skill bar like Dragon Age, the first Dragon Age originals. That's also a good example of the same problem. We had a skill bar with 40 skills, and we can just use the mouse click on one of the boxes we want a skill to use. The World of Warcraft UI kind of thing,
Yeah.
And the Elder Scrolls Skyrim is so, it's dumbed down. To my opinion, definitely not the number one. And I'm not sure which game. Maybe I find one when we go through the list, but at this moment, it would be hard for me as well to say, okay, this is the number one.
Because I mean, there are some good entries on here, but there's some strange ones. Like, I mean, Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Trigger, or 2 and 3 respectively, and those are pretty good entries. I don't think a lot of people would argue about those. Indeed. Probably being in at least the top 10 or 20.
Yeah,
I'm sure that would be in a lot of people's high numbers there. So those are definitely some. But another one that I find strikingly strange is, now I've only played Mass Effect 1 just a little, but it doesn't the general fan base consider Mass Effect 2 to be the worst entry, -3's ending drama thing?
No, I think the most people will say Mass Effect 1 is the lesser entry, also for the RPG element and the story and such things. Well, it gets you into the story, but most people will go for 2 or 3.
Yeah, I could have swore I could be mistaken, But I could have swore I heard a lot of hardcore Mass Effect people in discussions before say that they consider 2 the weakest link. 3 being okay, minus the disappointing fact that, all your choices didn't really lead to any huge difference at the end. But minus that, I heard 3 was okay in that. So, and I believe a lot of stuff stemmed from like EA basically being involved with it because, BioWare was their own thing with 1 and EA became involved in 2.
Yeah, but 2, well, also to my opinion, 2 was I never played 3, but that's another topic. Why not? I definitely adored Mass Effect 2. The characters in 2 were so great. The battle system was amazing because you could, when you were fighting enemies in Mass Effect 2, you could pause the battle with the spacebar or whatever button on your controller, and you could give your party members, you could give them instructions like you go for incinerate, and you go for psionic blast on that dude, you go for incinerate on that dude, and then I can do a combo with your incinerate on dude number 1, So I could pause the game, give my party members instructions, unpause the game, and continue the fight. And that's what Mass Effect 2 did so great. And what's missing in Andromeda as well, but that's also still another topic. I think we can take an hour for Mass Effect video once. Yeah, in short, Mass Effect 3 I never played because I don't agree with all the DLC with Mass Effect 3. It's still sold for full price until this day. I cannot buy Game of the Year Mass Effect 3 edition with all the DLC. Now I gotta buy them all for €10 each. The base game Mass Effect 3 is €6. And then I gotta buy all those small DLC packs from BioWare for €10 each.
I'm not sure about the PC side, but I do know there were a few bundle packs with the at least the interesting stuff, like the 1 DLC killer that everyone bitched about and that.
Yeah,
and then there became available on the consoles a few packs that came with all the story DLC stuff.
Yeah, but you still gotta buy them with BioWare points.
Well, if I remember correctly, the Wii U version comes with all the story DLC stuff. And then there was a trilogy pack thing that was made that I believe was supposed to come with all of it too.
No. The trilogy pack also does not include all the major DLCs.
Well, maybe the Wii U was the only one. I'm pretty sure the Wii U one was supposed to come with that, to find them quickly, but I could be mistaken. I just got on sale on a whim when I did a little research. I'm pretty sure I read about that, but I could be mistaken.
I still have to give 3 a try. I'm afraid 3 does also not offer the pulse combat system. I'm afraid it does not. And the 3 different colors ending is still something I'm like, yeah, maybe one day for Mass Effect 3. So that's about Skyrim. That's the number 1. Yeah, Final Fantasy 6, Chrono Trigger. I never played 6. Final Fantasy.
That's a bit of a shame. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah. How high did Final Fantasy 7 score then?
But I believe 7 was on here too.
Yeah, 18.
But I just noticed a mistake in the magazine here. It lists Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic being on the PS2.
Star Wars.
None of those were on the PS2. Those were console-wise only on the Xbox.
Yeah, and PC.
They are also on PC, but that's why I said console-wise. They were only on Xbox, so they made a mistake there. But Old Republic, pretty good. I probably wouldn't put World of Warcraft so high, especially you could debate whether you're talking about classic as a whole, so on expansions. That's kind of a debatable argument there. But I wouldn't really necessarily argue it being an RPG or necessarily on the list itself, but I probably wouldn't put so high. Baldur's Gate, Diablo 2, definitely I would have Diablo 2 be on the list for sure. One that probably wings really odd to me is, while I really like Final Fantasy Tactics, it's a very very beloved game. It's also probably one of the most easiest tactics games I've ever played in my life. While it was the first, so obviously it probably has a lot of nostalgia attached to it, and I really love the cryptic story of the game. Becoming more and more involved in tactics games over the years since it was conceived on the PS1, I suddenly learned how more broken it was. Especially when we played it we played it sometime like in the early PS2 era, and I really got a good idea of how broken the game could so easily be done. And they gave it the 10 spot, and that seems kind of odd to give probably what I would consider the easiest tactics game really high spot over, well, pretty much any other tactics game. I mean,
yeah, for the RPG element, I don't think it deserves number 10.
I mean, the closest thing you have to a tactics game above it is basically Baldur's Gate. Is probably if I was to say anything above it, because I mean, and that's not even necessarily a tactics game.
Yeah, The Witcher at number 5, The Witcher 3.
Yeah,
I think half of me says it's well deserved, because it's such a polished title. If you like the battle system or not, everything else about that game is just so high standards, so well done. So maybe I can live with The Witcher on number 5.
I can agree. Bloodborne being really good up there as an action RPG. That Planescape Torment. I haven't a lot of the like Dungeon Dragon set. Like I never got to play like the really older Baldur's Gate games or like Planescape and that. I do have a number of them on GOG. It's just getting time to play certain things. I try not to get too many old games started at one time because a lot of them are notoriously long.
Yeah, Planescape Torment was also one I skipped. Baldur's Gate 2, that was Baldur's Gate 2
Fallout,
really deserves. Fallout 3, I would say New Vegas. The basic Fallout 3.
Fallout 3 is probably kind of a controversial choice because, for one thing, it's a completely different type of game from what Fallout was to begin with. So you got that, and you're going to probably have a split because a lot of people that was Fallout to them. A lot of people started there, and that's kind of how they imagine the series as. And then you got the old fans who obviously think it was, a atrocity. So that's a bit of probably an odd choice. I did do all Fallout 3 and its expansions. I haven't gotten around to doing New Vegas. I am told very often that is much better. So I definitely look forward to when I sit down to play that.
Yeah. Which company was it? Was it again? Who also made Pillars of Eternity. They also wrote New Vegas. Obsidian. Yeah. Obsidian. Hello? Yeah, we're still here. You're still there. So Obsidian did New Vegas. And but I think for RPG, I think Fallout 2 should be in this spot. And then Fallout 3 a little bit further down the list.
Yeah, actually, Fallout 1 and 2 are a very difficult time management kind of tactics kind of game. Kind of surprised like that wasn't actually something high on that regard.
Yeah, it's a trendsetter for those days. It's trendsetting game. And Diablo 2 on 8. I like. That's one thing that's good about this list.
But I would definitely put Diablo 2 in my 100.
Yeah, but I was happy to see that Diablo 3 didn't make number 8. But Diablo 2
I'm
did.
sad Diablo 3 was on this list.
Yeah, it was somewhere down at 50 or something.
You're getting some oily ass landing here now.
Yeah. So I was that was a positive on the list, to my opinion.
Yeah, it was on the list. I very well remember it being there. I'd be like, talk about insulting your list. You gotta keep in mind, to me, Diablo 3 is a disgrace towards its own franchise. I mean, it's a competent game. It works. It's not broken.
No.
But it's not Diablo 2 or Diablo 1 to me at all. It's so casualized to it's just ridiculous. I mean, we were like in the Desert Act, and Dan just wanted to see what his level 8 barbarian would do, and he was still surviving, able to fight. Like, it was taking a longer time to kill shit, but he was still killing shit.
Yeah.
It's just such a joke to me. But moving on, not really surprised to see Pokemon.
Oh, you're forgetting the one of the most important. DSX on 14. DSX on 14. I think well deserved.
Oh, actually, that's weird. Why do they have 14 below 15 on the page? That's weird. You got 15 on my page. It goes Pokemon 15 on the top, and then DSX. Oh wait, it's going back.
Oh, yeah.
See, now you got me going confusing now, because I wanted to go backwards and now we're going forward. And,
my
brain is melting down because of this now.
I'm using your game facts.
DSX.
DSX, man. That's a trend-setting game. It's
I'm not surprised to see that. I mean, I've sadly never gotten around to playing it. It's something I've been considering doing a Let's Play. Dan has always expressed interest in me doing a Let's Play of it. But even I have always been told it's like the holy grail of RPGs on PCs. So I'm not really surprised to see that on the list.
If you're ever going to do a Let's Play of the first DSX, I'm sure gonna watch. Yeah, man. It makes you think. It's a game that makes you think how to overcome problems.
We'll see how it holds up. I'll see how it holds up. I'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
But not surprised to see that on the list. Not surprised to see Pokemon, though I am kind of surprised it's kind of low, considering the absolute insane popularity of it. You'd think it might be a little higher.
Yeah.
Then you got Secret of Mana. I have went on record before to say Secret of Mana is not my favorite Mana game. It's a good game, but I didn't like the aesthetic style of it. I like the third game that we never got on the Super Nintendo. I like its art style, Legend of Mana's art style, and that. I just didn't like the art style, but it's a very solid game still, though. It is good. It's good. Ultimate Online is something I cannot comment on at all because I've never got. I don't even like. There's probably fan servers of it still in existence.
Nothing to add either about Ultima, but the other series. You got Ultima and what was the other series?
Secret of Mana was number 16. You gotta keep in mind, I'm looking at a book and he's looking at a straight out list. So
there was another turn-based, very old.
Yeah, I'm just going backwards here. Then
next
page we got Final Fantasy VII, Persona 5. It's nice to see Persona 5 getting a decent spot.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII, I think we can all agree. But for me personally, I would like to see Final Fantasy X there, but that's just personal. But
I like 7. 7, I'm sure people would bring up whether it's overhyped or not. That's arguable things. Though I like 7 still, regardless.
For the time where it was released, it was such great new concept. So
Then we finally got Morrowind at 21. I really did like Morrowind a lot.
I wanted to add something about Persona 5.
Oh, go ahead.
My opinion, I would. Well, Persona 4 is still at 30, so it's not so bad. But I think I would put Persona 4 on 19 and 5 on 30.
I know 3 is on the list. I don't remember if 4 was on the list.
Yeah, number 30. So it's not so bad. But maybe it's nostalgia, but...
Well, an interesting thing I would bring up when we do a video talking about our impressions of 5. Something I really noticed in 5 is they took a very big stance on improving the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 3 was a different. 3 changed what they did versus what 1 and the 2 Sin and Innocent of 2.
Yeah.
And then 4 improved more of the dungeon and some of the social aspects and interacting with your party members more.
Yeah.
But it didn't necessarily change a lot when it came to the gameplay itself. Persona 5 drastically either brought in elements from like the older Persona games or other games in the core franchise,
mm-hmm.
or completely new concepts into its combat. And I think that's something you can drastically argue about with their positions, that 5 added a lot of new combat or brought back older combat things.
Yeah, but I think that was a good to bring back the negotiation with the personas. I think negotiation was good.
They added some more weaknesses again. Well, Persona 4 took away a bunch of them.
Yeah, and this makes
then
it.
You have the
nuclear
where they kidnap your members.
Yeah.
Then you have the gun aspect. While the older Persona games did have guns, they didn't work the way they do in Persona 5, especially where you can shoot them multiple times.
And we got the hiding mechanic, of course, the ambush mechanic.
Yeah.
Because I think they watched DSP play Persona 3 and they said, well, this is too hard. We gotta add some ambush mechanic.
It's so broken.
Yeah, well, it's
broken.
Not, it's
like
not
the
broken.
enemy can literally stand on you.
Yeah, correct. You can even hide on their side of a box. Or yeah.
So it's not even like, that's one thing I would criticize, that you should get caught when. But
yeah. But on the other hand, if you're playing on hard and you get ambushed, it's really gonna hurt.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, so
anyone got some weakness and vulnerability, you're probably gonna get wiped.
Yeah, so it's a little bit balancing. In Persona 3, you could. It's still not good for getting ambushed, but it happens so many times in 3. It happened to everyone. You know, you don't always hit them for the ambush. So.
There was a specific weapon I had to use to get the timing right. Some of the other ones I couldn't do well.
Yeah. So for me, I would prefer seeing Persona 4 on 19.
Can't really comment on EverQuest. Diablo 1, I would agree with being somewhere on the list. It was definitely a remarkable game for its time.
Yeah.
And of course, as I was saying, Morrowind on here as 21. Wouldn't argue. I still think it even has really good graphics. I mean, they're a little jaggy, but they're certainly not Final Fantasy VII jags.
No. And yeah, Morrowind. But I see Oblivion and Morrowind in about the same level for quality.
I haven't played Oblivion, so I can't comment on that, sadly.
Then EverQuest, I never played it.
Yeah, I can't comment on it.
No.
I did try like a free trial thing when it went free to play. It's something very rare for me to ever feel is like, this game is so old I can't actually play it. Like, I played Phantasy Stars MMO on the original Xbox, Final Fantasy 11, World of Warcraft, and I was like, I just can't really get into it. I tried it for a little while, but can't really comment on it. It's a long-going MMO, so that's probably a similar reason like World of Warcraft to probably put it on the list. So I'd say I could see it being that. It wasn't necessarily the first MMO, but it was definitely a big influence.
Final Fantasy IV, yeah, I think okay.
Sure. Final Fantasy IV, I think, definitely deserves a spot. To me, I always seen Final Fantasy IV to be the very heart and essence of Final Fantasy, while 1, 2, and 3 were the bumbling children that were conceiving ideas. 4 was the one that put the best ideas together to make many of the recurring themes and things that would continue on further in the series.
Yeah, I think
Dark Souls, I wouldn't disagree with you though.
Well, a little bit.
Oh, but it's the tough side of the RPG.
But it's
it's an action RPG.
It's not action. Yeah, RPG. It's a role play. Yeah, you're playing the role of. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, we're not getting into Zelda's arguments yet.
Kingdom Hearts 2. I have nothing to add about that.
Gameplay, I liked Kingdom Hearts 2 for its gameplay, but I really hated how the story was going.
I'm so bad in Kingdom Hearts 1 that I never tried any other Kingdom Hearts game. And number 26, well deserved, could be a little bit higher. One of my favorite RPG games. It's definitely my top 5 all time. Dragon Age Origins.
I tried to get down, sit down, play some of it, but I could see it was going to turn into a lengthy playthrough, and at the time I was playing it. I believe I did the tutorial part, and I got outside to where like they were getting ready to do a battle or something outside. Yeah. I picked a mage.
Yeah, great start.
But when I got to play, it was enjoyable. So it definitely something I would like to get back to. I just didn't feel like a very lengthy game at that time.
Yeah, it's a lengthy game, and I never started the expansion. There's the Origins and there's the expansion pack. And when I got to the end of Origins, I never continued basically.
Yeah, I got the version that has all of it. So.
Yeah, the ultimate deluxe, super deluxe edition, something.
Yeah.
But a great thing is the taskbar. As mage, you can learn. If you want to learn 16 spells, you go ahead, learn 16 spells. You have a taskbar, and you can select those spells, or even 20 if you like, and extend the taskbar even more. Awesome characters. I like that game with 2 mages in my party, each dedicated to their own schools. One for healing and buffs, and the other one for the more dark side spells. And awesome game. It starts to look crappy now these days because it's an old game, and Dragon Age Inquisition looks 10 times better, but you can now only equip 4 spells. What is a mage with 4 spells? Yeah, no, you cannot learn more than you can learn more than 4 spells, but you cannot use them. And then we go again because our controller only has 4 buttons, guys, and so you only can cast 4 spells. And if you want to cast something else before a battle, you got to switch out spells which you're gonna use. And no. I want Dragon Age Origins. Definitely one of my top 5 RPGs all time.
Then let's see. I wouldn't. I would see Earthbound being on here. Super Mario RPG Legend of 7 Stars I could see being on here. Suikoden 2 I definitely would say deserves a spot on there. Mm-hmm. Suikoden 1 I think does too. I don't think they put Suikoden 1 on here. I think Suikoden 2 is the only one out of the series. I think both those are very excellent games, especially playing them in order and carrying your save data over. It's really a interesting way to link them. Persona 4.
I never was able to get into Suikoden.
Oh, that's a real shame.
Yeah, so many people say.
Why didn't you get into it? I mean, it's
looks
a
like
classic turn-based
if I
style
if
game.
if I start playing it now, it looks like real. It doesn't. Yeah, it's not a. Yeah, it doesn't look. I don't know. And so many characters in that game, and it's such an old game. And for me, it's
Oh,
hard to
that's a
enjoy
real
it.
shame. It's a
Yeah,
great game.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
fun getting all the kills, getting the best ending. And what I really loved about 1 and 2 is how you could carry over kills from 1 with your save data and get access to those kills in 2 that you wouldn't normally get to if you didn't carry your data over, which gives you a little extra story and interactive
Yeah.
with kills from the previous game.
Yeah.
Can't really comment on Ultima 7. I've only played Ultima 1. I've been meaning to want to try and start a thing of 2 of that. I do hear 7 was one of the best ones, so probably not too surprising now.
Yeah.
Blackway Profile is a game I've tried to play multiple times. It's not that it's bad, it's just hard because I want to get the true ending, but it's completely a time-based Dead Rising mechanic in the game if you want to get the true ending.
Nothing to add about those. Never played them.
Final Fantasy 1 at 33.
A bit too high, but for the time and for what it is done, yeah, okay, I can understand a little bit.
Especially if with Final Fantasy 1, like, you can't see it because you're seeing the list, but each of these will say all the platforms that these are supposedly on or available on. And Final Fantasy 1 is a really strange entry on that because each version is essentially completely different. I mean, you have the NES version that had tons of mechanics broken that didn't actually function properly in it. Then you had the PS1 version that tried to remain mostly faithful, but you could play a version that adjusted all the prices to be vastly lower and give you more experience. And then the PSP version is just a complete reimagining of, because I'm sure you know in Final Fantasy 1, you have a charge system with your magic. In the PSP version, they threw that out the window and gave the traditional Final Fantasy MP system, which they rebalanced all the enemies and bosses and everything, because now you had MP cost instead of I have 5 charges of cure. Yeah. Instead, now I have 100 MP and cure costs 5 MP or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could argue that each version is just literally a completely different experience, really, because they're very different. And they're not really, they're not like saying like NES Final Fantasy deserves a spawn here for historical reasons and that. I mean, it just says the title and lists all the platforms, and they'll put a screenshot from one of the versions on there. It's just, it's a bit of an odd to not really nail down more about that. And you got Phantasy Star 4. I've only played almost to the end of Phantasy Star 1 out of the main series of that, so I can't. Though I always hear 4 is the best album. I hear that very often.
Yeah, never got towards into Fantasy Fantasy Star, so can't say much. There we have my Final Fantasy. Yeah.
Final Fantasy. Got Final Fantasy X, New Vegas, and Diablo 3 on the page here.
Yeah, well, Final Fantasy X should be higher.
Final Fantasy X, I didn't necessarily think the story holds up as good compared to some of the older ones, but the gameplay is really good.
Yeah.
Very solid gameplay.
Yeah.
And the leveling system, the sphere thing was weird. It gave you lots of customization options, unlike stuff like in 13, which is visually, it's literally just pointless to even do it, really.
The battles, indeed. The switching out party members, that is something that they, to my opinion, could implement more in other Final Fantasy games. That
well, you really, could just play Breath of Fire 4.
That's also a series I never got into.
Oh, that's a shame. But Fire 4 has this similar mechanic where you can switch out Keldos during combat.
That's really, and not losing a turn by doing so is a good touch, because
I can't remember if it costed a turn, but I do remember you could switch Keldos.
Well, New Vegas, very, very awesome, great Fallout 3 game.
It is a bit odd for it to be low, because, I mean, even I do hear very often New Vegas is much better than 3. So it is a bit odd for it to actually be pretty low compared to what 3 was like. Where was 3? It was like number 8 or something?
It was quite high, 12.
12?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty steep difference considering I very often hear it's better than 3, so... Diablo 3, completely disagree with that one. Oh, go ahead.
The start of Fallout 3, the first hour of Fallout 3 was more enjoyable than New Vegas. I think the start of Fallout 3 was awesome. That was really awesome. With the birthday party, and you start to learn what is a Pip-Boy.
Considering how I understand Vegas starts, where you're like carrying a suitcase and then you get shot and buried alive. I guess that's a good point. It's much more personal towards the character development versus just, oh, well, here you are, you got shot, you got fucked over, now you gotta figure out what the hell's going on.
And here's a village, good springs, and have fun. Yeah. But after that, Vegas wins in every regard. Yeah, Diablo 3, still too high.
The Diablo 3, in my opinion, shouldn't even be on the list. You kidding me? There's way better games that carried on Diablo 2's legacy way better than Diablo 3 ever could.
I bought Diablo 3 with the expansion, and I tried it 3 times now, and each time after 1 hour, I'm like, yeah, why am I?
To me, it's poor in every aspect. The story is a complete hack job on the entire lore of the series. The gameplay is so dumbed down, it's ridiculous, and loot is so meaningless. I found so much ungodful golden shit just from the beginning of Act 1 all the way to the end of the game. It was ridiculous. Equipment had like literally no value. You didn't like find this one interesting item and carry it for a long time and then have to make the critical choice of like, this has this unique skill on it. Should I trade it in for this other thing that'll give me like 50 plus intelligence? What's worth more? It's like, oh no, it's like here's a new item with 2 more points in intelligence. So here's another one after 5 minutes with another point in intelligence.
Yeah. But then again, Diablo 2 also came down. What was Diablo 2? It was only raiding 3 bosses and Pinnacle, and that's Diablo 2 in a nutshell. So Diablo 2, I did play it for so many hours, but if you think about it, it was rinse and repeat basically. Yeah, I got to rush through normal because I want to do hardcore, and then after hardcore you got
that style of gameplay, if it encourages you to replay it, I think it's successful. And like Diablo 1 and 2 both got me to do that. Diablo 3, hell, if it wasn't for the sake of it being attached to Diablo, I'd probably just give it the game stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no interest of replaying it at all. The only reason I even popped it back in was for that Diablo 1 anniversary thing, which that in itself was probably more enjoyable than Diablo 3 in itself, to be honest, and that was still a dumbed down experience.
Then System Shock 2, for me at least, definitely in the top 10. System Shock 2.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Fallout 1. I did play a little Fallout 1 a long time ago, but I didn't get too far in it because I wanted to get a bill. I always try to go for the best ending the first time, and being a time thing, I wanted to get a better idea. I can't comment on Neverwinter Nights.
Awesome game. Deserves a higher spot. I like Dungeon and Dragon games, and Neverwinter Nights was it's the shame of Neverwinter Nights and Baldur's Gate and those games. It's all real time. True Dungeon and Dragons should be played turn based, But then the games, they now already take 100 plus hours. But if you have to play it turn-based, I can understand the reasoning. But it should be optional to play it turn-based somehow. Then I would truly love the game even more.
I've only played a little of Xenosaga's episodes. I've been meaning to get the. I think I got 1 and 3. I got one of the other 2. I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 I got in a trade. I'm trying to get all 3 of them before I do a full playthrough, basically, of doing that. So I did play a little of episode. I got episode 1 when it was new. I got some of it, and to be honest, some of the mechanics were confusing to me at the time of that. So I can't really comment too much about it. But the thing is, it has lots of story segments too. Like it's the Metal Gear Solid of RPGs and story cutscenes.
Nothing to add about it. No. Shadowrun, however, yeah. Shadowrun deserves... Well, 42 is still not bad for Shadowrun. Great turn-based, good story. It's a shame the series only has three games, and then... Or the company went bankrupt or something, I don't know, but there probably won't be a new Shadowrun. But yeah, great series.
Well, I mean, I kickstarted Shadowrun Returns, but I'm sure you're referring to something part of the core series.
Is the Returns, is that the online, or is that the second?
No, it's a single player experience.
Yeah. Shadowrun Returns, that's the second Shadowrun game. Yeah, and Tokyo was the third. I think you did well. Shadowrun is awesome.
Then I haven't played Fire Emblem Awakening. I do have it, but I didn't get around to playing it. And we got Mass Effect 3.
Oh, I can feel another video.
So many people would probably think it doesn't even deserve to be on here, probably.
Yeah, but 45 ain't bad. I hear that for lots of people, the gameplay of Mass Effect 3 is awesome. The story should be very good until 1 minute before the ending. So I think it deserves it, but never got to it myself. And Fire Emblem Awakening, that definitely should not be the highest Fire Emblem, the best in the... Because this is the first, this is the highest scoring.
Of course, this list is only going to be localized Western versions. It's not going to include, because why would they want to ever consider that?
Well, the best one was for the GameCube.
I'm just being sarcastic about them probably showing the mini entries before it came to the West. The GameCube one's one of the few of the Western localization ones that I don't own, and it costs a vast fortune, sadly.
It's my favorite Fire Emblem game, and my second favorite is on the Wii. That's the sequel to
I oddly got that one on a strange sale at Walmart for like $12-15.
Great deal.
They were like localizing, and I was just like, yeah, I better get that.
Yeah, I got the Wii version as well, but I do not have the GameCube version. But
well, that's a shame.
It's gladly you can play it emulated on the PC, and it looks great. You can play it in 1080p, and then it start looking good. The GameCube, man, that Fire Emblem, that should be maybe not even higher than, but this Awakening, let me say this politely, Fire Emblem Awakening, this not so very good entry in the series, should not be on 40. There should not be the highest Fire Emblem, to my opinion. Definitely not. Awakening is a DLC. It's the start of the DLC-ridden Fire Emblem.
Oh, yeah, you should see what they're doing with the new one, but I'm not gonna start that.
Oh, I tried Birthright. I bought Birthright a couple.
Oh no,
months
not
ago.
that. I mean the one that isn't released
yeah, that's
yet.
they are making now. Yeah, it's gonna be worse each time. It's gonna.
But yeah, I'm not opening that can of worms.
Nope.
It will take forever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so Mass Effect 3.
Don't have a problem with Demon Souls on here. No. I think that's a deserving spot because Well, it's not new to have a hard RPG, but I think the kind of style the Souls games created, I think Demon Souls definitely deserves a spot for action RPGs in that sense.
Yep.
I wouldn't disagree with Xenogears, Persona 3. I think.
Oh, you're missing one.
I know, and I'm saving that one after I refer to the other 3 on my page.
All right.
Because that one's going to be my rant. Persona 3 was given 48. I would probably give it higher, but similar to what I was saying with 4 and 3, 4 and 5, you could make a lot of those parallels with 3.
Mm-hmm.
And similar to what I was saying with Final Fantasy, I think even applies more with 3, where you have the original FES that improved the original game and added a new social link and new personas, and then it has a mini expansion, and then you have the PSP version that took away the mini expansion, forced the two characters, you have a male and female version of the main character, to have only one weapon choice, where in the PS2 version they could wield all the weapons. And they'll just complete, you can control your characters in the PSP. You can't control them in the PS2. They're just vastly different versions. So I think it's the kind of thing where you need to nail down more which one you're talking about, because there's a lot of differences between them.
So it's time for a Persona 3 remaster on the PlayStation 4.
I think they really need to do something. A golden version of 3 where it has the add-on, all the good stuff. I would keep the female characters storyline. I think that's a we play extra thing to keep with the game. All the new link shells, all the social dang you Final Fantasy 11, your link shells, social links and all. And even to add new stuff. But who knows if they'll ever do that, because keeping all that stuff all together in a new version would just be a lot more work too. But then the thing I'm going to rant about, Zelda is not an RPG. Zelda is not an RPG. Zelda is not a RPG.
Yeah, then The Witcher isn't an RPG either.
Well, I can't comment on The Witcher. I haven't played any of them.
But it's open world. It got monsters. It's got a story.
Well, the reason Zelda is not RPG to me is you do not have a system where you're developing the character's stats in any way. You do have gear, which I've been in arguments with this shit, and I get some of the stuff people, you're playing as Link, you're role playing as him, but if you use that standard, everything is a role playing game.
Yeah, that's also true.
And then you have the gear, which that is at least a better argument. You have gear you collect that represents the character's progression, but you don't have any stats or anything you manage, and it's just it's a focus on puzzles and that. It's just
it's a great addition to the game. Those dungeons. It's not something I would enjoy, because if there's something I hate in games, it's platforming or puzzles like Legend of Zelda. But I think it's
the puzzles are the core thing that pretty much people play for Zelda games.
That's
the dungeon puzzles and that. So it's just, I just don't get why there are people who consider Zelda an RPG. It just I don't get.
No, it should be to my opinion, a little bit higher on this list. It's a great. What I've seen, basically, I only seen this is how you don't play. But what I've seen for gameplay, it's.
Now, for Breath of the Wild itself, I can't comment because I haven't played it. But I mean, the only thing I know that's really new is that they just added a dash of Elder Scrolls where the entire world is open. But aside from that, my understanding, it has dungeons and puzzles to solve.
Yep.
So I mean, unless there's some new leveling up thing with luck and strength and defense and that I didn't hear about for Breath of the Wild, I would still not consider it an RPG. But yeah, I'll let people have their opinions. That's fine. Their opinions are free.
Okay, let's continue to the next series.
I don't really have anything to say about Oblivion. Ocean Star, I think, deserves a good spot.
Oh, you're skipping a lot again.
Well, again, I'm looking at the page, and then
we're going.
There's you're going on the page.
Yeah, I'm going for 52. Yeah. You're going.
Yeah, number. This is showing it backwards, so I'm reading from the top downward.
Yeah.